Take a moment and imagine this. Imagine waking up every day realizing that much of your frustration, mental exhaustion, and even self-doubt does not come from a lack of intelligence, but from constantly dealing with people who do not think, reflect, or reason at the same level you do. Imagine recognizing that many of your conflicts were not caused by bad intentions, but by something far more destructive: stupidity mixed with confidence. Today, we explore a perspective that is uncomfortable, provocative, and deeply freeing. And I promise you this, the final insight of this journey is the most important one. It has the power to change how you see people, society, and yourself. Arthur Schopenhauer, one of the most honest and penetrating philosophers of human nature, did not see stupidity as simple ignorance. For him, stupidity was a force, a structural flaw of the human condition. Something intelligent people must learn to recognize, navigate, and above all, survive. This video is not about arrogance or feeling superior. It is about clarity, self-preservation, and wisdom in a world that often rewards noise over depth and confidence over understanding. If you value reflections drawn from philosophy, psychology, and timeless insight, take a moment to subscribe, like this video, share it with someone who may need it, and write your thoughts in the comments. What we uncover here may challenge your beliefs, but it may also change the way you understand human behavior forever. Schopenhauer observed something that remains painfully true today. Intelligent people suffer more, not because they are weaker, but because they see more. They notice contradictions, hypocrisy, and absurdity that others pass over without discomfort. While a shallow mind finds comfort in simple explanations, the reflective mind wrestles with complexity. This awareness becomes a burden when intelligence is forced to coexist with stupidity that is loud, confident, and socially rewarded. According to Schopenhauer, stupidity is not just ignorance. Ignorance can be cured through learning. Stupidity is different. It is the refusal to think critically, combined with emotional attachment to one's own opinions. This is why arguing with stupid people feels so exhausting. They are not searching for truth, they are searching for validation, and when their beliefs are threatened, they respond not with reason, but with aggression, mockery, or moral outrage. Think about how many times you've calmly explained something logical or obvious, only to be met with hostility. Have you noticed how facts rarely change minds when pride is involved? Schopenhauer warned that the greatest danger of stupidity is its confidence. A stupid person who doubts himself is mostly harmless. A stupid person who is absolutely certain becomes destructive. So reflect on this. How many of your emotional wounds were caused not by cruel people, but by people who simply could not understand the impact of their actions? How often have you silenced yourself, lowered your standards, or doubted your intelligence, just to keep peace with those who could not meet you at your level of reasoning? Schopenhauer believed society often empowers stupidity because it is comforting. Simple ideas feel safe. Loud certainty is more attractive than quiet thoughtfulness. As a result, intelligent people are pressured to shrink themselves, simplify their thinking, and stop asking difficult questions. Over time, this creates frustration, isolation, and a deep sense of alienation. But Schopenhauer did not promote arrogance or contempt. Instead, he offered a strategy rooted in realism, discernment. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every truth needs to be spoken. Wisdom lies not in correcting everyone, but in protecting your inner peace and intellectual integrity. As we continue, you'll begin to understand why reacting emotionally to stupidity is one of the greatest mistakes intelligent people make. Later, we'll explore why silence is often more powerful than argument, and why distance can be the most intelligent and compassionate response. Before we go further, pause and reflect. Who drains your energy more? Those who challenge your thinking, or those who refuse to think at all? Share your thoughts in the comments. The real problem begins when intelligent people assume that reason can bridge every gap. Schopenhauer warned that this belief is not only naive, it is dangerous. Intelligent minds naturally seek dialogue, logic, and understanding. They assume that if something is explained clearly enough, it will be accepted. But this assumption collapses when confronted with stupidity, not because the explanation is wrong, but because the listener lacks the inner structure to receive it. Schopenhauer understood that human beings are not primarily rational. They are driven by desire, fear, ego, and emotional attachment. Reason often serves these forces rather than guiding them. A stupid person is not incapable of understanding facts. He is unwilling to let facts disturb his sense of certainty or importance. This creates a trap for intelligent people. They keep explaining, clarifying, justifying, believing persistence will lead to understanding. Instead, they become drained, misunderstood, and sometimes resented. Have you noticed how calm explanations often trigger anger? How polite disagreement turns into personal offense? This is not accidental. When depth is lacking, disagreement feels like humiliation. The intelligent person becomes a mirror, reflecting what the other cannot face. And mirrors are often attacked. One of Schopenhauer's key insights is this: intelligent people often suffer because they overestimate the rational capacity of others. This leads to disappointment. Disappointment becomes bitterness. Bitterness slowly destroys compassion. The tragedy is not that stupidity exists, but that intelligence exhausts itself trying to fight it. Another important insight: stupidity becomes far more dangerous in groups. Individually, a foolish person may seem manageable, but when reinforced by a crowd, stupidity becomes loud, aggressive, and self-righteous. Emotion replaces thought. Certainty replaces reflection. This is why slogans replace arguments and complexity is dismissed as weakness. Schopenhauer understood this long before modern mass culture. Truth, he believed, is often lonely. And loneliness is one of the hidden costs of intelligence. But here lies another danger. When intelligent people face stupidity repeatedly, they risk becoming contemptuous. Schopenhauer warned against this shift. Contempt poisons the mind of the one who holds it. It ties your emotional state to the behavior of others. It makes you reactive instead of sovereign. So what is the alternative? If arguing fails, if explaining drains you, and if contempt corrupts you, what remains? Schopenhauer offered a radical answer: selective withdrawal. Not isolation from humanity, but conscious distance from unnecessary conflict. Silence, in this sense, is not weakness, it is strategy. It is the understanding that not every mind is reachable, and your peace matters more than proving a point. Ask yourself honestly, how many arguments did you win, but lost peace? How many truths did you speak, only to feel emptier afterward? These are not failures, they are signals. Schopenhauer ultimately invites us to accept a difficult but freeing truth. The purpose of intelligence is not to fix the world, but to remain whole within it. Many intelligent people exhaust themselves trying to elevate conversations and relationships that are deeply resistant to depth. This effort often comes from a hidden hope, to be understood. But when that hope is misplaced, it becomes suffering. Schopenhauer's idea of emotional distance is often misunderstood. It does not mean coldness, it means discipline. The ability to care without letting others control your emotional state. Stupid people react impulsively. When intelligent people emotionally invest in those reactions, they surrender their peace. Ask yourself this: when someone misunderstands you, what truly hurts? Their opinion or your expectation that they should understand? Much suffering comes from the gap between reality and expectation. When you stop expecting depth from shallow minds, their behavior loses power over you. This is not resignation, it is clarity. Schopenhauer also emphasized solitude, not constant isolation, but regular retreat. The intelligent mind needs silence to think fully, to remember its own voice. You are not rejecting society, you are recognizing its limits. Another vital insight is knowing when not to explain yourself. You do not owe clarity to those who distort. You do not owe explanation to those who listen only to reply. Silence here is not avoidance, it is self-respect. True superiority, Schopenhauer believed, is independence, the ability to walk away without resentment, to observe without contempt, to remain unmoved by provocation. At the deepest level, Schopenhauer offers one final truth. The greatest danger of stupidity is not that it surrounds you, but that it slowly shapes you. It pulls you into reaction, into endless explanation, into emotional entanglement. Over time, this erodes clarity, patience, and joy. The solution is not confrontation, but non-participation. When you stop feeding stupidity with attention, emotion, and energy, it loses its influence over you. Wisdom begins where futile effort ends. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Not every opinion deserves a response. Not every misunderstanding deserves clarification. This is not elitism, it is self-knowledge. The more intelligent you are, the greater your responsibility to protect your depth. When you detach from pointless conflict, your energy returns, your thinking sharpens, your peace stabilizes. Ask yourself this final question. What if your greatest strength is not your intelligence, but your ability to remain undisturbed? Schopenhauer's message is clear. The wise person does not fight the world as it is. He understands it, accepts its limits, and chooses his place carefully. He speaks when speech matters. He remains silent when silence preserves dignity. And above all, he protects his inner world. Because true intelligence is not proven by how much you explain, but by how little you need to. And that is the quiet power Schopenhauer believed every intelligent person must learn to cultivate.